Yeah, hi winners. This is Dr. Srikanth from Team MDS CONQUER. Now, in this particular session, I'll be discussing about the important aspects that you have to do before you start your preparation for NEET 2025. And I'll be discussing the important aspects that every dentist has to know before they are planning to move to the next level in dentistry. And I am Dr. Srikanth, the founder of MDS CONQUER, and you are going to be the 10th batch of MDS CONQUER. And as of now, we have addressed more than 12,000 students throughout the globe in achieving their goals in dentistry. So, like most of us, have started the path in the dentistry, preferably 5 years back, right? 4 or 5 years back, okay? And we have done our best in the process of this 4 or 5 years in achieving the first milestone. So I know that most of you have cleared your final year and entering into internship now, okay? So I feel like this is the first milestone or landmark in your life in the field of dentistry. The next important aspect is deciding what to be done next. You should be very clear like what you are planning to do next. Okay, what you are planning to do in dentistry next. So that's the most important thing that I feel like I need to address in this particular session. So as most of us, okay, we always have this phobia, like what to be done next. Like at one point, now you are moving from one level to the next level, finishing your final year, and of course internship will be done in a couple of months. So now you are planning to move from one level to the next level. So I see like students calling me and discussing me once their final year was out or once they're into internship. I regularly see students calling me, okay, sir, I'm not a great student in at a UG level. I just relaxed in my UG. I was not up to mark in UG. Okay. So what is my strong suggestion for these people with this mindset is your past doesn't have any effect on your future. Okay, your past doesn't have any effect on your future. But whatever you're going to do now, whatever you're going to do now, and the now, whatever the present is going to affect your future. So this is very, 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 very important for every individual. Like, okay, so don't think about past. Past is done. You cannot change the past, but you can change your future by acting in present. So that is the golden suggestion that I can give you before you start towards any goal after finishing your final year or after finishing your internship. If you are planning anything in dentistry, the first and foremost thing is leave about what you have done in the past. Just try to focus on the present. Let's work on the present and plan something beautiful for your future. So this is a golden suggestion I can give to each and every one of you. Next one, I see like people before they start their preparation, and I feel like even what are the things that you have to do, what are the options that you have after BDS. The first and foremost important aspect is what is dentistry? Is dentistry good or not? Okay, so I see people like calling me after finishing their final year. People will call me and ask me, sir, is dentistry good? No, you're already dentist. You're already in dentistry. You're already dentist. You have your I mean like minimum the people who are watching this, minimum you are 4 years in dentistry. Okay, finishing your final year and entering into internship or done with the internship. Okay, so now the question is not dentistry is good or bad. Okay, now the question is what to be done to be a good dentist. You are in a country which is having the highest population in the world. So whenever you have highest population, you have highest disorders also. You will have highest disabilities. You will have highest diseases. Okay, and of course teeth will have diseases, right? So like the proportion to the population, you will have the disorders and disabilities, and who has to treat these disorders and disabilities of the oral cavity or the perioral structures is a dentist. Is a dentist. Okay, so now when you are in growing country where there is lots of scope, okay, so dentistry is always having a beautiful scope, but the right way is important. How to go to the right way, how to be a good dentist is my question. Like dentistry is doing good, dentistry is awesome. I'm seeing so many of my students and so many of my friends are really doing good, extraordinary. Not all, that's what I want to tell you, not all. Okay, but so many of them are doing really good. They're doing a good practice. They're doing good in dentistry. So the next one, I hope like most of you are familiar with Good Doctor web series, right? Okay, so is dentistry saturated? This is the biggest question, right? I see like people talking like dentistry is saturated, sir. There is no scope for dentistry. So these are the negative uh, words I regularly hear from most of the young aspirants. Okay, and I see like I'm talking like few of my PGs are telling this, few of my senior lecturers are telling this, few of my staff are telling this. These are the very common things I regularly hear. Okay, yes, my answer is yes, dentistry is saturated, but not a good dentistry. Okay, we always require good dentists. Like when I want to get my root canal treatment done, okay, I'm an endodontist. I cannot do root canal therapy for myself. So when I want to get my root canal treatment done, I always find a good dentist. I don't find it. I don't want a dentist. I want a good dentist. I don't want an endodontist. I want a good endodontist. So if you can be a good dentist or a good endodontist or a good periodontist or a good prosthodontist in your zone, in your circle, that is more than sufficient for a population like in India. You see, Virat Kohli, Anushka Sharma, the beautiful couple who are having highest Instagram followers, are giving an ad for a brand in dentistry. Okay, and I can see most of my colleagues. I stay in city of Hyderabad. Okay, in Telangana, I stay in city of Hyderabad, and I can see there are more than n number of dentists who are making huge amount from dentistry. Okay, from dentistry. So what I strongly feel is, okay, people are doing good in dentistry. Okay, but here, who are doing good? It's not all dentists, good dentists. Okay. So now our goal is, or my goal is, or your goal is, probably I'm an intern like a decade back, 2012, 2013. I'm an intern. Now you are interns. Maybe you are done with the internship. So I'm an intern. Uh, 10 years, more than 10 years back, I was an intern. And if I just close my eyes and just imagine that I am an intern, like how I have started my journey is very beautiful. Like my primary goal during my internship is very simple, that I want to enter into something which is going to make me more, which is going to guide me to be more perfection. My primary goal, I'm not very sure what is my primary goal, but I'm not much driven to make money or much driven to do this or do that to make money. But my goal is I want to be perfect. I want to practice in a perfect way. So this is my goal probably 10 years back. And after observing thousands of students and reaching so many colleges for interactions, done more than 150 to 160 interactions till the date, and addressing so many teachers, professors, HODs, deans, principals, whatnot. Okay, so I strongly believe that we require a good quality of dentistry to be a good dentist, or to be a good practitioner, or to be a good academician, or to be a good teacher in the world of dentistry. Okay, as of now I'm addressing India, or in the dentistry of India. So now the goal of every individual is to become perfect. Okay, so to become perfect, right? A few days back I was seeing an interview. I don't remember exactly what it is, but the person who is addressing the interview is clearly telling that at one point in any field, okay, at one point in any field, you should know little in everything. You should know little in everything, little in everything. Like for example, dentistry, you have 4 years, you have somewhere around like 18 to 20 subjects. Okay, now you're done with all the subjects, As a dentist, you should know little in everything. You should know little in everything. But once you know little in everything, then you should know in depth in something. I hope it's very, very clear, right? Once you know little in everything, little of anatomy, little of biochemistry, little of physiology, little of all your second year subjects, little of all your final year 8 subjects, now you should be perfect, ultra perfect in one thing. That is, for example, I'm an endodontist, conservative dentist in endo. I know little in everything, but I know the depth-oriented things in my branch. So this is what the saying is. I was really impressed after hearing this. This is what the life is. You see, Indians, okay, the recent achievement by India is moon, right? Okay, so they also know little in everything, but they know the depth-oriented thing about the rocket. Okay, similarly, you want to become a good dentist, let's finish the little. Okay, you are more than halfway into the little, so you're done. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to do masters in a particular thing. You have to master in a particular thing. Okay, for example, there is a periapical surgery in the city of Hyderabad. There is a periapical surgery, a typical periapical surgery has to be done. Yes, this fellow is a perfect, or a full mouth has to be done. Recently today, we are more worried. We have a very difficult case, okay, in our clinic. Okay, so difficult case where the nerve, okay, in a third in a mandibular third molar impacted teeth. Okay, which was impacted and pinching the inferior canal. So we got a consultant who has 18 years of experience, or 15 to 18 years of experience. Exact number I don't know. But we are more worried because any mishap is going to cause some sort of complication. And we are successfully done. Why we are successfully done is, here in this process, we trust the experience. We are just finding who can do this best, we can do. So we got some numbers, we got some names. And then after talking to a few more individuals, we got a perfect person who has done it in minutes. So there is a requirement. There is a requirement for the perfection. There is a requirement for the experience or the commitment or the passion that you have towards a particular aspect in the dentistry. So dentistry is a multi-aspect, right? So you have so many procedures, so many protocols, so many treatment plans in dentistry. So you should be perfect for few of them. Then you can. I mean, I see people like they want perfection in everything. No, that's not going to be possible. If you have perfection in everything, then you are not the choice of mice. You are not the choice of many of the people. If you are perfect with few things, you are 100% as perfect with few things, then you have more opportunities in the market. So what I strongly believe is, yes, dentistry is saturated. You have more dental clinics, you have more dentists available in the market. Okay, but good dentistry is never going to get saturated in a country like India, which is always in the face of growing. Let it be, you talk with the population, yes, it is growing. Okay, you talk with the development, yes, it is growing. You talk with every aspects in India. India is always a country which is growing in all the directions. So here, dentist, yes, dentists are required. Good dentists are required. Okay, so what I can tell you is, people who move around you tell all this nonsense and negativity about dentistry. Okay, you can ask them to shut their mouth, because they are not able to prove themselves. They are not able to do. That is their mistake. If someone is not able to do, that is their mistake. Okay, and if you are not able to do, and you should not give a review about your profession. Okay, so even for an intern, or even for a repeater, even for a person who is finding hope in their life or hope in the dentistry, you go and talk with the people who are doing good. Why you're talking with the people who are doing nonsense? Why you're talking with the people who are not happy with their profession but continuing their profession? I see senior lecturers, I see few of the people in the college, outside the college, telling that it's not good. Then why you are? If it is not good, first you leave. Asking an intern or asking a third year, giving a negative vibe to them, asking them to quit dentistry, asking them to leave dentistry, I strongly recommend you to first resign your job. You to first close your clinic. You stop doing consultations. Don't give unnecessary negative suggestions to the young dentists, because your job may be done in the next couple of years. Who has to carry the pride of dentistry in India? Who has to carry the treatment protocols in our zone? It is the young dentist. It is the people who are doing or in the process of BDS. They have to come out. They have to come out within few days or within few years, and they are going to occupy our space in the future, and they have to carry the pride of the dentistry in the next couple of years. So you should never disgrace an youngster. If you want, you can get out. Okay, I don't mind. We don't mind. You can get out. Okay, but interns and people who want to find some scope in dentistry, talk with the people who are doing good. So they are going to give you a bright and beautiful suggestions that can make yourself better and our profession better. Because why we are not able to reach the standards that other countries are not able to reach? For example, you take USA. Okay, the second, dentistry, if you stand out the professional qualification, or if you stand out the financial status by the profession, dentistry stands second. Okay, the first is lawyer, and dentistry stands second or third in most of the countries, because of their high level of standardization, high level of the protocols, what they do. Why we are not able to do? It is our mistake. Okay, it is basically our mistake. We are not able to address it, but I feel like I can see that few of them are doing and reaching the high standards of the European style of dentistry or an American style of dentistry, or let it be, you see people praising Australia, people praising UK, people praising the European zones, people praising the USA, Canada zones. Yes, there are few people in India who are doing the same sort, or who are having more skills than the people over there. Okay, so I don't want to blame anyone. I want to tell it is our mistake that we are not able to carry it to the next level. Okay, so what we have to do, what the future of dentistry, the people who are watching this video, the young dentists, what you have to do is you have to do something to carry the dentistry in India to the next level. Okay, right? So that is what my basic motto. Like, before we start, we go deep into this particular session, we should be very, very clear, like what you want to be, and what is the scope of dentistry in India, or what is the scope of dentistry outside India. There may be few people planning to move to other countries or other places, okay, for XYZ reasons, okay, but this is what the scope is. What you create is the scope. What all the dentists as of now creating is the scope. And what is my personal opinion, after 2019 COVID is, I felt very bad when the COVID was struck, keeping the dentistry in mind, because we are more affected by the aerosols and more affected by the COVID-19. But what happened is, most of our dentists in 2019 2020, because they don't have a great OP in their clinics, and what they have done is they have started content creation. And the impact of this content creating on social media was extraordinary. Okay, if you check out, like, from 2019 to 2021, post COVID, after the first wave and second wave, I strongly believe, keeping my clinic into consideration, or by observing my friends or my colleagues' clinic into consideration, what I strongly believe is there was an improvement in the OP. There was more than 20 to 30% as an improvement in the OP and conversion of the patient to get their treatments done by a dentist. And if we closely analyze what is the main reason why this happens, is because of the social awareness that the people have got from the dentist through the social media, let it be YouTube, let it be Instagram, let it be the Facebook, or let it be this WhatsApp. So people started doing some good content, okay, telling the importance of a dental health related to their general health. And particularly, you see, now more ortho cases are being done, because people are more worried about their aesthetics and their presentation. So who has done this? Dentists. Why they have not done previously? Because they're busy in their lives. Okay, they're busy in their lives, they're busy in their profession, they're busy being teachers, so they don't have time for all this. Like, when the COVID came, the good aspect of dentistry is, what I feel like, people started working on this content creation, and that has improved OP. Where it has improved for every individual. It is not only for own clinic, not only for their clinic. So whatever the content creators in dentistry, let it be a third year, let it be a final year, let it be anyone who is doing a content creation to motivate the patient, is not only providing OP for a particular clinic or consultation for a particular individual, they are opening the gates of entire dentistry in India. That's the beauty here, right? So who can carry this? You have to carry this. Who can carry this? Now I'm doing something, okay, which is useful for the entire dentistry. Whatever we do, whatever good we do. Now, who has to carry this to the next level in the next few years is, it is the people who are watching this. You are the young dentists. You are the future of the dentistry. So you have to carry this. So this is how we can grow the dentistry in India to the level where we can compare, or where we can compete the dentists of India to the rest of the world. You see, most of the dentists who are working in UAE are Indian dentists. Most of the dentists who are working throughout the world, if you just analyze, I see whatever country it may be, Indian dentists are working. They are more skillful. They have more opportunities. Okay, so the goal here is to learn first, then execute the things next. Okay, so I'm going very deep into this. I don't want to drag this interaction too lengthy. Okay, but people who are watching this on YouTube, please kindly keep it in either 1.5x, preferably 1.5x, so that you're going to save some time in this video. Okay, right, I'm jumping to the next part. So what I can tell you at the end of the story is, first start, now dream big. You have to dream big, aim high, and start working towards it. Okay, and particularly I don't encourage and I don't want all these people who spread negativity around you. Okay, and I hope you are matured enough and you are grown enough and you're a doctor now. Okay, after finishing your final year, you'll get a doctor tag, right? You'll get a doctor tag. You're a doctor now. You know what is good and bad for you. We don't require someone coming and telling you, this is good for you, this is bad for you. I know what is good. If I'm going for a restaurant during my very young age, okay, my mother used to order for me, my father used to order for me. Now if I'm going with my mother and father, I know what I want, I can order myself. I feel like most of you are grown up, most of you know what is good for you. Okay, so let's work on those things. Okay, don't believe the people around you spreading some negativity around your profession and dragging you and making you compromised in your dreams. Okay, let's start, dream big, aim high, work hard, and we will achieve that. That is the primary motto of MDS CONQUER and this primary motto of this particular session. Now you can ask me, sir, okay, you told me so many stories, like the next one is, okay, what should I do? Because I don't know much about this. This is the first time I'm thinking to make things big. So what should I do? So what should I do? I follow this golden principle here in my life. Okay, from the day of internship, or let it be during my exams, final year exams, or anything. There is a formula called as trust is directly proportional to consistency and is inversely proportional to time. Okay, I'm going to give a simple example for a final year student. So during your first phase of final year, or during your third year, the first phase of third year, so most of you will start your extractions. Okay, you'll do your extractions, exodontia, in your oral surgery department. So how much trust you are going to gain? For example, every day constantly you're doing 3 to 4 extractions. So that is called as consistency. Every day you are doing 3 to 4 extractions. So this is a good consistency of doing 3 to 4 extraction cases every day. So you'll have more trust on yourself. Okay. Now the second one, inversely proportional time. If you're doing extraction within less than 5 minutes, or rather than doing an extraction in 1 hour, there are few people in the initial phase, we do extraction 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour. But if you're doing the same extraction in just 5 minutes, how much trust you're going to gain? So the formula here is, trust is directly proportional to consistency and inversely proportional to time, and your preparation and the next levels in dentistry will move around this formula. All the factors, I'll discuss some of the important factors that are required for you to move to the next part. Okay, but all these factors, they move around only one important golden aspect, that is trust. How much you're going to, people will come and tell stories, but am I really okay for this? Like, I see people getting good ranks, I see people working hard, moving to other places, doing something great in dentistry, doing something great out of dentistry. Okay, they are doing, but how can I is nothing but a trust on yourself. Okay, so how you can build trust on yourself is, if you keep some goal, if you're working towards it, you should have utmost consistency towards that, and you have to solve those consistency, you have to maintain the consistency within a limited time. So this is how you can maintain the trust formula. And there are few aspects that I want you to know before you go into preparation. Let it be preparation, or let it be anything that you want to make in the next few days. Let it be anything. So here what my perspective is, there is something called as rule of 21. So what is this rule of 21 that is telling us? when you want to adapt a new habit, for example, you regularly have a habit of getting at getting up at 8 o'clock and running to department by 9 o'clock. This is what the regular schedule, even I follow the same. Okay, I rush to the departments before the time goes. But now, keeping the preparation in mind or keeping the next levels of dentistry in mind, so your mentor may advise you to get up at 6 o'clock or 5:30. So the individual previously used to get up at 8 o'clock, now is wake up at 6 o'clock. So this requires the rule of 21. Simply you cannot get up, you cannot wake yourself at 6 o'clock. It's going to be so difficult. 5:30, 5 o'clock, difficult. But if you break this rule of 21, so it means for 21 days, you require a person or you require an alarm to wake you up. But from 22nd day, your biological cycle will be changed in such a way, there is no requirement of anyone or any individual or any motivation that you will get from your bed by 6 o'clock. So this is how you can implement the new habits and those habits which are going to change your prospect towards the dentistry or towards the preparation. So this is very, very important, because why I want to mention rule of 21 before I go deep into this video is, I see students judging themselves within 10 days. They start preparation 10 days, they'll call me, they'll message me, sir, I feel this is not a right place for me. This is not a right, I can't read, I can't do that. You underestimate yourself. So we don't have any right without breaking the rule of 21. Means you can decide yourself only after stretching your things or stretching your legs or stretching your time with the books for the next 21 days, and 22nd day you have to come and get an analysis done by your mentor. Okay, then the mentor may tell you some modifications. But I see most of the people, they quit before 21 days. Quitting before 21 days is never encouraged for any sort of new habit that you are trying to include in your regular schedule after a very, very long lap. You're grown, right? So it's very difficult to include this as a routine. So first, I want you to follow, everyone to follow rule of 21. The next important area, like whatever the next project you are going to take, whether you want to read for NEET and INICET to get into MDS, or whether you want to jump into the different aspects, like if you're planning to go to any other country to finish masters in a different areas, or whatever it is, like for everything you have an exam. You have a license exam, okay, you have an interview based exams, you have an MCQ based exam. So everything moves around the exams, and you should read and you should work hard to stand in the competition. To read and stand in the competition, what I strongly believe is you should have a proper study area or study environment. So this is very, very important, particularly for the interns who stay in the college. And decide yourself whether your room, which you are going to share with your batchmate or someone, is comfortable to read or not. That is my first question. If it is comfortable, then okay, you prepare your area in your room. If you feel it's not comfortable, then I strongly recommend you to move to library, because you have your libraries, right? Okay, so library, go to library and take a particular place, and that is going to be your study zone or study area for the next 1 year. Don't change, okay? Don't change this place. Okay, it's fixed for me for the next 1 year, because you're an intern in most of the colleges. You're an intern, and definitely intern will have an upper hand among the 4 or 5 years of students. You have to manage PGs if they're coming and dominating you, but you should not never leave your place. Your place is yours for the next 1 year, and you're going to sit at that area and you're going to study, because that is your study area. So your study area is important, your study position is important, okay? And the surroundings should be so pleasant, cool. I don't want you to keep bulk of books in front of you, bulk of papers in front of you, phones in front of you. Make sure your study area is clean. Study area is clear with less objectives and less distractions. I see people keeping their mobile phone on one side, okay, and studying on other side. This is a distraction, okay? So I don't want you to get easily distracted. So what I strongly believe is like whenever you're working on mobiles, okay, make sure you stop your notifications, okay, you keep in your flight mode. And if you feel like there are few things like you need to work on apps, you need to work on websites for their content. So whenever you are in a study area and your study zone, make sure you try to keep your mobile in the flight mode and you start working towards it. Or when you're having a book reading, make sure you turn off your mobile. Keep your mobile away from yourself. So that is very, very important. And the zone should be very clean and clear. You should have a proper timetable. Stick down to your areas. You should have some motivation stuff. Okay, like for example, I see students in their study area, they write that okay, their dream college and the dream department. So every day whenever they sit, they see the dream college and the dream department, and few of the students I've seen personally that they are going to keep these quotations or dream department with a written handwriting on their phone works, because they regularly open the phone. Like whenever they open the phone, they see that okay, so they get that like they get that positive energy whenever they see that pic and they start working towards it. So these are all important aspects that you have to do in the initial phase of preparation. A proper study area is very, very important, and study area should be the same throughout the preparation phase in most of the conditions, and your distractions which are going to disturb should be very, very limited or less in the study area. Next one I strongly feel is time management. Okay, because being an intern, okay, for example, you are a repeater who is sitting your full time on preparation, the story is different. But if you're an intern who has to manage the clinical hours, patients on one side, departments on other side, and you need to handle your friends, because there will be some party freaks on the group, right? On your group, on your subgroup in your department, who always push you to do something which is more entertaining, which has more fun. Okay, so you need to manage all these individuals around you to make your preparation more comfortable and beautiful. So in such situation, it is time management is very, very important. So time management is going to be different for different individuals. For an intern, the story will be different. The same intern posted in different departments, story will be different. For example, you are posted in peripherals like departments like oral pathology. You may not have so much work, or you are posted in community, the work is going to be different. Or you are posted in pedo, maybe you have less consideration of work compared to other departments. But you're posted in oral surgery, you're posted in oral medicine radiology, you're posted in conservative endo, you're posted in prostho, you will have more work compared to departments like ortho, pedo, perio, and pedo. So within the same college, the same intern posted in different departments, the time management is going to be different. So time management should always be linked with a proper timetable and a schedule. So schedule, anyway, the Conquer is going to give you the schedule to push you. And time management, whenever you're not able to reach your goals or your targets or your tasks, make sure you come back, discuss with the mentor. So being a mentor, as they get exposed to more number of students in the last 10 years, so here the mentors will have that extra edge, giving you some extra tips and suggestions and cheat codes which make your preparation better. So one of the most busiest and important aspect of your entire preparation, if you're an intern or a clinician or a mother, is time management. The biggest factor is going to be the time management. If you're a repeater who is sitting 24 hours on preparation without any deviations or without any other commitments, time management is not a big issue for them. But if you're an intern, and particularly if you're an intern from government dental college, like for example, again, the story goes different, right? So if you are from a private college, the OP may be less, but if you are from government college, like let's take GDC Mumbai, or you take GDC Hyderabad, or you take GDC Chennai, Bangalore. So there are many GDCs, right? Many GDCs in the country. If you're taking government dental college will definitely have an high OP. Okay, so for an intern to manage this high OP and balancing the preparation on other side is not going to be that easy. And who is going to help you in this story is sit with the mentor. Sit with the mentor. Mentor is going to give you suggestions, how to manage the things, how to read, and how to achieve it. So time management is definitely a biggest factor for interns and for clinicians, people who work in clinics or people who has their own clinics, or you're recently married, or now you're maybe carrying, you're pregnant, you're having kids, you're a mother, you have some responsibilities at home to take care of your parents, so then the story is going to be totally different when compared to a normal individual. So these people, time management is very, very important. You start working towards it and sit with the mentor, discuss about the time management. Mentor is going to give you suggestions. So this is how, what I can tell you is time management. Okay, so most of us, we miss things by margin. So I see my students during the counseling phase. I see my students telling that, sir, 2 more MCQs. The scene would be different. Now I got pedo. Now. 2 more MCQs I would get endo. I got a private college now. 2 more or 3 more MCQs I would have got a GDC. So you know the value of a mark or value of a particular time once everything is done. You see, 2019 World Cup. I hope you remember this. MS Dhoni was short of Greece by few inches. We lost the match. We lost the hope. We lost Dhoni from international cricket. So this margin is so important. And you will know value of this particular margin only once you're done with the margin. So what I'm suggesting you is, what I'm strongly recommending you is, be careful. Most of us who are in dentistry, including me, okay, I have taken biology as a background during my 11th standard, not to become a dentist. I have a different purpose here. I thought of entering into MBBS, but I was not able to, and I was in BDS. And the difference between MBBS and BDS at that time is hardly 5 MCQs. 5 more MCQs, I would become an MBBS student. And I hope this happens for most of you who are watching this video. Right? Do you agree for this? So most of our teachers, most of us, we have entered into biological background to become an MBBS doctor, not a dental doctor. But now we are dentists, that is a different story. But what I'm telling is, every one of us will fall short by few things that will make us to compromise in the life, and I don't want this to happen again in my life. And I don't want this to happen again in every one of you who are watching this video. Make sure you hit a like to the video. Okay, thumbs up sign to the video. That's a positive vibe required. Okay, so respect the time and work on it, because if you respect the time will respect you. We always see our elders, your time will come, good time will come. Now it is a bad time for us, good time will come. What is that good time? What is that good time? If you respect time, time will respect you. The respect given by time is called as good time. So if you want your good times to come as early as possible, first you have to give the damn respect to the time. So what I feel is, time management is the biggest thing. So when you're able to manage the time, the next fellow will come. Who is the next fellow? Yeah, right, absolutely right. The next fellow is stress fellow. So whenever you're able to manage the time, people who cannot manage the time, you will not have stress. Don't worry, you don't have stress. People who are not able to manage the time, now you are going to have a stress. Okay, so how to manage the stress? Okay, it's a big aspect, that how to manage the stress, because you have patients on one side. Okay, you have patients on one side, or if you don't have patients, you will have parents on the other side. You have your parents, right? Okay, if you're not an intern who are a repeater preparing for entrance examination, staying at home, who is going to be there? Parents will be there. If you are in college, who is going to be there? Patients will be there. So parents and patients on one side. You have your friends, good friends, okay, very good friends, so dangerous, like toxic friends will be there, right? Who always make you who always try to pull you from preparation, pull you from good aspects. So friends, you need to manage the college, the departments, you need to manage your studying, you need to manage your personal. So there are lots of things to get managed. So in this managing, so what we get stressed out. So what is the mantra? What is the treatment plan for stress? Is you should spend quality of time with yourself. You should question yourself, why I am doing this? For what I am doing this? Why you are doing this? For yourself. Okay, for yourself you are doing this. So when I am doing anything for myself, I should do with a positive vibe. I should do it with the happiness. For example, I was going to shopping. I'm going to shopping to buy some clothes. Okay, so I should have the happiness. I should have the positive vibe. Okay, but I see most of my friends. Okay, I have beautiful friends. I see most of my friends. So they do shopping. They feel very happy during shopping, but whenever they give their credit card or whenever they give the QR scan or something, they're not happy. I see their faces were I mean, you know the first year general medicine, general anatomy, right? General anatomy, facial expressions. Okay, so I see the facial expressions where all the facial muscles are getting activated. Okay, so what the rule of positivity or book of secret is telling is, whenever you spend, whenever you spend, whenever you spend money, okay, you spend with positivity, you spend with love towards money. Okay, the secret book is having one chapter called as love towards money. Okay, so whenever you have that love towards the money, when you're spending money, you feel very happy in spending the money. Okay, loving the money. What money feels is, if money is an individual, what money feels, hey, this fellow loves me so much, so I have to do something and get back to this fellow as fast as possible. Okay, so if you spend something with love, okay, the money will also decide that, okay, this fellow is very good, I need to go back as early as possible back to him, in either in his to pocket or either in his to bank account. So money will move, whatever you spend will come back. But if you add some difficulty or if you're not happy when you're doing the things, the outcome may not be great. This personally, I have my experiences. I've seen most of my students, like few people, when they're reading, I seen offline when they're reading, okay, they cry, they break their head like this, okay, they have all sorts of depression uh, that we carry in the movies, right? In movies, you will have every movie you will have a particular scene where the hero is going to be so depressed, demotivated. So I see all those activities in few of my students who always feel preparation is a big burden to them, preparation is big stress to them. Okay, so this is not going to work out. Like whatever you do good dentistry, do with happiness, do with smile. Okay, when you're doing giving a prosthetic complete denture, most of you has given it in your final year to your patients. Okay, right? So when you are giving a prosthetic denture to an old patient, give it with smile, give it with smile. Okay, give it with positivity, then you will get lots of blessings that's going to make your life more beautiful. You're frustrated for something and you scold your parents and you scold your patients, things will not work out. So that's what, like, the positivity is required. When you're doing something good for you, you do with positivity, the good will come to you. Okay, so don't stress yourself. Like whenever I see students coming, like biochemistry is next subject, biochemistry very irritating, pharmacology very difficult. No, you are telling yourself that it's going to be difficult. I see students coming and tell me, sir, I'm not able to remember anything. So when you're speaking something, not able to remember anything, your mouth is giving an information to the ear and ear is giving an information to the brain, that brain, it's telling the brain that, okay, this fellow is only telling don't remember. Sir, I can't remember everything, sir. So brain is going to give an information, brain will get an information. Okay, he's completely fixed that I should not remember anything. So brain will get a command, okay, I'll not remember anything. Whatever you speak is going to happen. If you speak good, good is going to happen. If you speak bad, bad is going to happen. So it is completely your decision to decide what is good and what is bad for you. This is how you can manage the stress. So apart from this particular technique, like love, add love to whatever you do, there will be no stress. Now the other ways of breaking the stress is when you're overstressed, when you're depressed, frustrated, talk. You should talk. You should come out and talk. Maybe you should talk with your close friend. You should talk with the people who are good to you. You should talk with your mentors. You should talk with your parents, or you should talk with your loved individuals. And the other remedy that what I have seen is a good music. Okay, so I strongly recommend. I myself, I when I'm out of globe or stressed of any other XYZ reasons, I keep some good music on. I see some good movie. I go for a physical activity. I play cricket, or I go for a walk, or I'll have a cup of coffee, or a tea with my close friends. So this is how I can make come out of my stress. But during my preparation, as I'm overstressed because of my personal commitments towards my family and XYZ, so I regularly used to have a habit of going to temple and have a meditation of I mean, it's not like basically a meditation. I just go there, have that beautiful positive vibe, sit there for maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes by closing my eyes, and I used to come back, have a cup of coffee, and back to my preparation. So every day during my preparation phase, I used to go temple to have that a particular calmness or a peace or a positive vibe. So this is the most common stress management aspects that the individuals will do. Okay. And yes, of course, the next one I was stressing is about the positive vibes. So you should have a positive individuals, a good friend supporting your preparation, good mentor who is always trying their best to help you to lift you up in the preparation, or maybe good parents. Okay, I see there are few. I mean, like there are parents who are very interested in supporting their kids, in pushing their kids to reach high goals. Like, very impressed of most of your parents in the last 9 years. I'm so impressed. There were few parents who are really extraordinary. They sit with their kid, they study, they watch the videos. They used to call us, "See, you motivated it very well. Your classes are very good." So I was very pleased. Okay, it's if a student is telling the story is different. A parent is coming and telling, "I have watched your video, that hypersensitivity video I have watched. Yeah, your videos are good. Your motivation is good." Like, I was very impressed. So if you have good people, I mean, it's not mandatory that everyone should have this extra edges, but I strongly feel like if you have such people around you, that's going to be an extra edge for you in the preparation. So please try to maintain that good vibe. If you feel like you don't get a good vibe, at least you try your best to give a good vibe to the people around you, to the juniors around you, to the batchmates around you. You try to be a source of good vibe rather than if people are not able to give it back to you. Okay, so that is one of the important aspects before we jump into this. These qualities are important whether you want to go to international, whether you want to go to domestic. So finally, the story ends here. Okay, so if you want to move to the next level in dentistry after finishing your internship, you have two options in this flow chart. The flow chart one, the option is staying in India, that is domestic, and moving away from India, that is international. Okay, so in this video I'm not going to talk about the international options. We will be having one more session on international options because the video is going to be too lengthy, so I don't want to make it too lengthy. So I'll be sticking to the domestic options in this particular video. Okay, next, factors to be considered. Okay, there are three important factors if you want to stay in India or if you want to move to domestic. Okay, first three important factors are very important. The first and foremost important factor is finance. Okay, so if you want to move to international, there are expenses. Okay, so how much you are going to spend is very important aspect. The second important factor is time. How much time it is going to take. None of the international opportunities will be within few days or few months. It's going to take years. So how much time it is going to take, the second important factor. The third important factor is parents who are financially stable. Okay, because who has to give the factor number one? Money? Parents. Who has to give the factor number two? Parents. In Indian culture, okay, who has to give time and money for you is parents. So the third important factor is, so these are the primary factors to be considered before you are going to the other options apart from staying in India. So apart from this, there is a one more fourth option. You comes last, that is you. Your capability, your skill, your talkativeness, your qualities, your hard work, and everything comes the fourth factor. So along with these three factors, once you get open towards these three, yes, we are ready to spend money on you. Yes, we are ready to give time for you, and your parents are supportive to you. Then the fourth factor to be considered, if you get all these three, am I eligible to do this? Can I do this? Can I handle this? Can I survive there? That you have to question yourself sitting with a proper counselor or a proper mentor. So these are the factors to be considered whether you want to go to abroad. Okay, so abroad, I told you, right? So options after BDS or after MDS, in other countries, the license exams and everything will be discussed in the next session. Okay. So now, as I said, like the factors to be considered is, one is the money, second one is the time, and third one who is going to balance this is your parents, the third factor. Okay. Now, when you are planning to take any option, let it be MDS or let it be an abroad option. Okay. So make sure you try to be clear with the positives and negatives of a particular option. Okay. So what are the difficulties that you are going to face? What are the difficulties that you have to overcome to get into this particular option? How you have to be. It's not same for every individual. You may not be financially strong. So the difficult aspect is to provide finances for you. And how you are going to repay your bank loans. How you are going to support your family in the future. If your family is already financially strong, they don't expect anything financially from you. But if your family is not financially very strong, or like for example, if you are a middle class individual like me, below middle class individual like me, so once I'm done with my BDS or once I'm done with my masters, my parents were expecting that I have to support them, I have to clear their debits, I have to clear their bank loans, I have to address their commitments towards the family and everything. So if you have such responsibilities, so then how you can overcome, you have to plan accordingly. So that's what my concern is. When you're particularly going for an international program or an international option, so you need to think about all these aspects, and you need to keep all the aspects in the mind, and accordingly you have to plan. So now finally the flow chart is, so after finishing your internship, so you have two options. One is domestic option, second one is you can go for international options. International options will be in the next video, that's video number 2, and the domestic options, particularly the main important domestic option, I'll be discussing now. Okay, this is the flowchart that you have to maintain. Preferably international options will be more preferred or more suitable for people who are financially fit, who are fine if their kids, or few parents, they encourage the kids to go to international. So if you're in such pool, you can think over that. So now you can ask me, why MDS? Like for example, you want to stay in India, you have to do MDS. And most of you have approached me, and most of you are watching this video, maybe planning to finish their masters in the next few years in India. So if it is MDS, why MDS? In the starting I told you one saying, okay, once you enter into BDS, the first step in dentistry is know little about everything. Know little about everything. Ortho, yes, I know little about ortho. Pedo, I know little about pedo. Perio, I know little about perio. Oral surgery, I know little about oral surgery. Endo, I know little about endo. So little about everything, and the MDS is completely about something. I know completely about pedo because I'm doing masters in pedo, or I know completely about endo. So you have to be completely, you have to understand completely. So that is what more important. Like for example, a BDS graduate, how many days you are posted in a particular department of perio? Maybe third year, final year internship together 3 months. In these 3 months, 2 Saturdays, 2 Sundays, every month. Okay, for example, you will have 3 into 4 Sundays, 12 days are Sundays, 3 into 4 12 days are Saturdays. Again your leaves, COVID-19 is there in between. Okay, your favors and everything there. How many hours you spend, how many cases you have done? Not more than, until unless you are from GDC, the story may be a little bit different, but in a private college I feel like not more than 100 cases of perio you have done. Okay, for example, what you have done at a BDS level? Scaling, right? Apart from this, any other? I don't find. In most of the colleges, BDS people in a perio department are going to perform scaling. But what you regularly do in a metropolitan cities after finishing masters in perio? You do flaps. You do laser based flaps. You do implants. So this is the reason why masters is required. And I feel like apart from the masters and all these great stories, apart from learning in during MDS, you're going to learn the maturity in here. You'll get that wisdom of handling the patients. You'll get the wisdom or the attitude of converting the patients. Okay, so um, MDS in a particular department is not only to master the clinical procedures in the department. It's going to help you to handle the patients well, address the patients well. You'll get maturity, you'll get the stability and all these things. So that is the reason why I strongly recommend MDS is mandatory, because MDS, apart from being a degree, apart from making you to learn the clinical skills, the MDS is going to give you that sort of maturity or the sort of stuff that requires for you to handle the patient or handle the clinic in the future. Whatever you do a procedure in the college is different, and whatever you do a procedure in a clinic or outside the college is different. That as of now most of the interns cannot understand that. So that is the reason why it is good if you do masters. And second thing, the world is growing education wise, awareness wise, and everything. Like even if you take a semi town, people are asking, when they're getting the treatment done, people are asking like, have you done masters? Are you PG? Which branch you have done? There is something called as a root canal specialist. I searched in Google. The root canal specialist is very specialized in doing root canals. I think he's called as endodontist. So is my treatment of root canal is being done by an endodontist or not? Okay, yes, I'm an endodontist. Yeah, I'm telling the patient I'm an endodontist. How many years experience you have? Experience is also important, right? Are you fresher or you have an experience? So this is what used to happen during my PG life also. So in my PG life, we used to have a chart of 18 PGs, and we used to clearly mention that each PG has how many cases they have done and everything on a chart in a department. That's a department rule. So I see few patients when I'm sitting in the OP and allocating the cases to the to my seniors or to my juniors during my OP day. The patients were very keen that I want to get treatment done by this particular doctor because he has done more number of cases, assuming that he's going to have more experience. Now, to handle smart patients, the doctor should be smart, and how you get that smartness and awareness and attitude is through the process of finishing your masters. Okay, right? These are the XYZ reasons, like the wisdom, knowledge, clinical exposure, and the real way of learning the clinical skills is when you're trained properly in a following a particular curriculum. You can ask me like, I will get trained with these fellowships and everything. No, fellowship training is different. After finishing MDS, if you want, you can do fellowships, or if you want, you can do all these courses. But at BDS level, if you know a particular aspect, then these courses may help you to work clinically at a particular level, but you cannot master them. Now, what I told you, a good dentist is required, a good doctor is required. Good doctor is someone who can master those things. So that is the reason why I strongly recommend MDS is required to survive in a country with a huge population like in India. Next, how can you do MDS? So I'm talking about the national options. So how can you do MDS in India? So like previously, a few years back, if you have money, okay, you can do MDS. But now, even if you want to buy a seat in NRI quota or management quota, it is mandatory that you have to clear the NEET examination. So there are two exams to do MDS in India. One is NEET exam, NEET MDS, where more than 98% of the seats will be filled. The second one is INICET MDS exam, where 2 to 3% of seats will be filled. So NEET exam is conducted once a year, and preferably it will be from January to March. The date of exam varies from year to year, because of this COVID-19. Previously it is used to be in the same month, but now the prediction, as of now, we cannot tell the dates, preferably March, but January to March. INICET is conducted twice a year. One session will be in November. The second session will be in the May round and November round. Seats will be less in INICET. INICET includes 3 colleges for MDS. One is AIIMS, all the branches of AIIMS. Okay. Second one is PGI and third one is GPMR. Okay, these 3 colleges combine together to keep an exam called as INICET. So where 2% of seats will be filled and majority of seats will be filled by NEET MDS examination. NEET MDS is once in a year and it will be preferably in January to March. INICET will be twice in a year. One round will be in November and one round will be in the May. So these are the exams you have to clear to enter into MDS in India. Next. So this MDS seats will be of different categories of seats will be there. Okay. So the first important seats is government seats will be there. They are from government dental college seats. Okay. The second one are private college seats will be there. The third one is deemed college seats will be there. Again, in private college, you have different categories of seats basing upon the state. It will be varying from state to state. Okay. So it varies from state to state. In most of the states, you have low end seat, same seat for a low cost if you get a good rank, and same seat for a high cost if you get a bad rank. And the third category is NRI quota or management quota. It means you have to pay, but you have to qualify the exam. So private college wala 3 seats were divided. Low cost seats, same seat only low cost. High cost seat, very high cost. Very high cost is nothing but NRI seat or management quota seat. For any seat you have to qualify. For a low cost seat you should get a good rank. For a medium cost seat you should get a better rank than an NRI seat. Again, deemed college seats were there. Like you see the top colleges in the country are most of the deemed colleges. Like Savita standing first, Manipal standing second. So all these are deemed colleges. Deemed colleges fees will be high. Very high. For example, you take Savita, it is around like 17 lakhs per annum. 17 lakhs per annum. Most of the deemed colleges, the fees is going to be minimum of 10 to 17 lakhs per year. So into 3 years. Private college fees were a bit less. Like for example, you check out the private colleges, the fees will be ranging from 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs per year in most of the states. In few states, it's more than 5 lakhs per year. Okay, right. GDCs, the advantage of GDCs, talking about from OP, GDCs, the fees will be free. No need to pay anything to the college. One. And second important aspect about the government dental college, they are going to pay a stipend for you. Every month, they are going to pay a stipend. For most of the colleges, stipend was around 40K to 1.2K. 2 lakhs, sorry. So in government dental colleges, there are 2 types of government dental colleges. One is central government dental colleges are there. Second one is state government dental colleges are there. And if you check out the central government dental colleges, the stipend is more. There are colleges in India where they are going to pay a stipend of more than 1 lakh per month, which is going to turn around like 12 lakhs per year. Turn around like 36 to 40 lakhs per 3 years. Without paying any fees, you will get a stipend of this range. State government colleges, you will have a less stipend compared to central government colleges. You take GDC Hyderabad, is around like 62,000, and you take Maharashtra, around like 55,000. Okay, you take Gujarat government dental colleges, you have a stipend of around like 70,000. Okay, but most of the central government, they pay high stipend. So you should get a better rank to get into central government compared to a state rank, and you should get a better rank to enter into state government dental colleges rather than occupying a private college with low fees. You should get a better rank to occupy a low fees private college compared to a high fees private college. So this is how the counseling is going to happen. But we'll discuss about that. That's what, like, before you're planning anything, you should know what is there. And you can keep your goals accordingly and you can start working towards it. Next, the question is, how many government dental college seats are there in India? In entire India, you have 900 seats are there. In all the government dental colleges. Okay, if you calculate the number of government dental college seats in the country, you have 900 seats, 900 GDC seats are there, and luckily in the last few years, the number of seats has been increased. Okay, you take so many colleges, the departments were added, the seats were increased, and it's a good sign for an aspirants who are preparing and aiming high in their life. And if you check out, there are more than 40 government dental colleges in India. 40 government dental colleges, 40 plus, 45 government dental colleges are there, and providing 900 government dental college seats. So it's a very, very good sign. The next comes the how many GDC seats are there per year in your particular state. So if time permits, I'm going to prepare a video on each and every state and the number of GDCs are there in the particular state. But as of now, I'll talk about the outline of the counseling, what you are going to encounter in a couple of months after the preparation is. So you have something called as 50% all India. So what is this 50% of all India? I'm just going to give an example. For example, you take GDC Mumbai. You take, for example, GDC Mumbai. So GDC Mumbai, Prosta department, is having 10 seats. I'm telling roughly. Okay, it's having 10 seats. Okay, so what is this 50% of all India quota is telling that in all the all India government dental college seats in every department, 50% of seats should be given to all India pool. This is called as 50% all India pool. So GDC Mumbai wala, how many seats are there? Prosto department, 10 seats are there. So 10 by 2, so 5. So 5 seats should be given to all India and 5 seats will be kept for the state pool. So this 5 seats of all India, anyone in the country can take. Anyone who are Indians can take. This 5 seats of the state pool, only Maharashtra people has to take. For example, I'm talking about GDC Hyderabad. GDC Hyderabad, Endo department is there. How many seats we have? 3 seats we have. 3 by 2, you cannot make it 1.5. So what they do is, 1 year they are going to give 2 seats. The next year they are going to give 1 seat. So this is how, if you have an odd number of seats, 1 year they are going to give an extra seat. The next year they are going to give 1 less seat. So this is what is going to happen when you have odd number of seats. When you have even number like 10 or 4, by 2. So by this, by collecting 50% of seats from every government dental college throughout the country, they prepare a pool called as All India Pool. This is called as All India Pool. So every one of you are from any state, you are from any corner of the country, you are eligible to All India Pool because you are an Indian. But if you want to go for a state pool seats, for example, 5 seats of GDC Mumbai Prosto, you should be from Maharashtra. You should have a domicile from Maharashtra. Or you want to get this 1 or 2 seats from GDC Hyderabad, you should be a student of Telangana to occupy this particular seat. So I hope you got the meaning of what is All India Pool. So this is All India Pool. So first of all, the counseling that starts is All India Counseling. So once the All India Counseling is done, then the state notifications will be released. So if you miss a GDC here, then you are going to take a GDC here. And if you are from a private college, for example, you are from any of the private colleges in Maharashtra or SMBT, you are from SMBT Nasik or you are from SMBT Sangamir, okay, whatever it is, or ACPM, or you are from any of the colleges in and around zone of Karnataka, okay, any college from the Karnataka, or Oxford Dental College, or any college from Andhra and Telangana, or any zone college, okay, your private college seats are going to come in state pool only. They are not All India Counseling. All India Counseling is going to be for the 2 categories. One is for government dental colleges who are in All India Pool, 50% is All India Pool. The second one is deemed colleges. Only these 2 will be filled by All India. Your state government colleges will be filled by state counseling only. Exam is common, but counseling is different. All India Counseling, what are the things which are filled by All India? 50% of government dental college seats and all the deemed college seats. State counseling, 50% is leftover state seats plus all private college seats will be filled by state counseling. So this is a most important aspect that you have to know before you start your preparation, because I feel very bad for the students because they don't know what is this until they approach the counseling. They were like, uh, they, I felt very bad as years goes, because they don't know anything. They start the preparation, they get a rank, and once they get a rank at the end, they feel like, sir, I'm short of 2 marks. I don't know this. If I know this, I would have worked hard. So that is the primary motto. I'm stretching this, stressing this. You have to know about this. Right, so that is all about like government dental colleges, the number of seats. You have more than 900 government dental colleges, so 900 government dental college seats with more than 45 government dental colleges in the country. Okay, so now what are the exams you are going to address? If you are an intern now who is about to start the preparation, if you are already a repeater, then you can think of May INICET 2024. Okay, if you are not a repeater, if you are an intern, then the first exam mostly you are going to address is INICET November 2024. Okay, for this INICET November 2024, your internship should be finished by December 31st, 2024. Your internship should be done by December 31st, 2024. Okay, you get an eligibility for November INICET, and your college is going to start by January 2025. 2025 January, you are going to start your course. Okay, your counseling will be done, your course will be started. Okay, so eligibility is, what is the eligibility? December 31st, 2024, internship should be finished. So the number of seats in this round are going to be somewhere around 15 to 18 or somewhere around 18 to 20. It varies from year to year slightly, basing upon the number of MDS seats they open in the branches of AIIMS. The number of questions will be 200. Time duration is 3 hours. And the negative marking is -1/3. What is -1/3? Simple, I'm making it simple. Every right answer plus 3 marks. Every wrong answer -1. AIIMS result will be out not in the form of marks, it will be out in the form of percentile. So what is this percentile? The topper, first ranker, is going to get 100 percentile. How much percentage of marks you are getting out of topper is your percentile. For example, my rank is 101. And I got 81 percentage marks of the first ranker. So my percentile is 81 percentile. Rough calculation. Right? So you have to answer 200 questions in 180 minutes. So you have less than 50 seconds to handle each and every question. In this, you will be having 25 to 30 diagram based questions. I will be discussing what are diagram based questions and everything once we start the preparation. Normal regular questions will be 160 to 175 or 180. There is something called as new pattern questions, which were recently added to the INICET. These new pattern questions are nothing but the questions which you have exposed in 11th and 12th standard. Those are your assertion reason based questions. Arrange the following in ascending order, descending order. Match the following, true or false, multiple option, diagram based. So these are all new pattern questions, but the number of new pattern questions in INICET will be very, very less compared to the regular pattern questions. What are these regular questions? You have a question and you have 4 options. Okay, so you have 4 options, you have to select the best option among the 4 options. That is your regular pattern questions. And coming to the focus, so most of your exam will be moving 70% on the clinicals, or 70% on the clinicals plus basics focusing the clinicals. Even a basic question, basic subject question will be integrated to a clinical and they are going to give it. And most of your diagram based questions will be from the clinical subjects. With few exceptions, the questions can come from physiology, microbiology, and anatomy, and your dental materials. Diagram based graphs and all these things they are recently giving very frequently. The next comes is the golden exam. As already discussed, once you're done with the November INICET, the golden exam that most of you are targeting, and 98% of the seats will be filled by March 2025 NEET exam. All your government dental college seats, all the private college seats, all the deemed college seats, even Army Dental Corps selection and everything happens with NEET examination score only. Compared to INICET, which is for 200 MCQs, NEET is for 240. Time duration is same. Negative marking there it is -1/3. Here it is -1/4. So every right answer you'll get plus 4 marks and every wrong answer you'll get minus 1. So your score will be 260 into 4. That is out of 960 you'll get a score. INICT, the result will be in the form of percentile. NEET, the result will be in the form of marks. So each and every question you have to solve in 40 seconds. So your speed and accuracy should be more in NEET compared to INICET. Diagram based questions will roughly touch around like 30 to 40, and you will have lengthy clinical based questions. We'll be discussing what are these lengthy clinical based questions as we go deep into the preparation. So let's start the preparation with a small positive note. Then we'll go into the depth oriented aspects. Coming to NEET, INICT, they have not given a blueprint, but a rough blueprint will be discussed in a very few days, okay, once you start the preparation. But NEET, NBE people has officially given a blueprint. So in which they have splitted the paper into part A and part B. Part A is going to carry 100 marks and part B is going to carry 140. So totally it is going to be 240 questions. So part B is completely dentistry clinical subjects, which are going to carry 14. And the rough scores that are given for each and every subject also they have given a score. So most of the subjects are going to carry 14 marks, 14 MCQs per subject. Two are exception. General medicine and general surgery are going to carry 15 marks each, 15 questions each. So this is a rough blueprint that is given by NBE people for NEET. So once you're done with November INICET, that is in 2024, then you are going to finish March NEET 2025. Then if you have patience and everything, there is one more exam called as May INICET 2025. So May INICET is going to have more number of seats because regularly November INICET includes only AIIMS. Whereas May INICET includes PGA and GPMR also. Few seats from PGA, a little number of seats from GPMR also added. Okay, so that is the reason why the number of seats in May INICET will be more compared to the November INICET. Marks same, timing same, rest everything is same. Rest everything is same, right? Okay, now the next important question is how to start your preparation. Okay, so how to start your preparation, as already discussed the factors in the first phase of the video, that is about breaking the rule of 21, taking the suggestions very frequently from the mentor, understanding what to be done and what to be focused, preparing a proper environment for study, that is your study area and everything, preparing proper positive people around your preparation to encourage your preparation. And apart from handling all this, you will have the stress issues. So managing the stress, breaking the stress, and making yourself happy and adding love to whatever you do. So these are the most important aspects in the initial phases of the preparation. So what I see regularly is, if your preparation phase is being divided into 3 phases. Phase number 1, phase number 2, phase number 3. So most of you, as you are young, energetic in the preparation, I'm not talking about your age, I'm talking about in the preparation, you are starting fresh, so you'll be energetic. So in the first one month, people will do good, very good, energetic. Then they slightly make themselves for a monotonous, boring. They add a word called as boring in the preparation. So whenever you add a word called as boring to the preparation, boring preparation, so you slowly start neglecting it and slowly start enjoying it. Enjoying your internship or enjoying your vacancies. So once you start enjoying your vacancies and breaking your vacancies, okay, then your preparation will become dull. So this transformation phase is very, very important. Who are going to overcome this transition phase? Frequently talking with the mentors, approaching the tasks, discussing with the mentor, attending the live sessions, attending the motivation stuff, attending the time management stuff, you can break this. If you extend your preparation very good or good to the next second phase, your job is done, you are successful. Because again in the third phase, that is in last 2 to 3 months, because you're almost going to finish your internship and you know what you are going to do after internship. Okay, so people will start reading very, very hard in the last 2 months. For this, no need of encouragement, because they're self-motivated to do that. Okay, so the problem here is the first 1-2 months will go good, last 2 to 3 months will go good. The problem is with the second phase. If you are able to handle the second phase, I'm telling now itself, from the day one I'm telling, if you are able to handle the second phase, you will be in the top list. Very simple. Second phase is the most difficult phase. First phase, third phase, everyone can handle. If you are able to stretch the things in the second phase, you are in for the rank. Okay, so once you start reading, the biggest aspect that you have to focus on is what you have done in the final year and what you have done in internship. Okay, so that is a very, very big thing that we have to discuss as of now. So what you have done in internship, so what you have done as a final year. So you have given so many exams till the date. Okay, right? So final year theory exams or first year theory exams or everything. So what is the mode of approach difference is very, very important. So I want you to get this drift. This drift is very, very important. So what we do regularly for a final year theory exam or for any sort of theory exams that we conduct in the college. So first we try to collect most important questions, most commonly asked questions we are going to collect, and we are going to read them. Here from an entrance point of view, while you are reading, here you have to focus on most common areas. The paper setters are going to ask in a particular area. Here questions will be repeated, but hardly 20 out of 240 or 30 out of 240. But common areas will be repeated. Here it is areas, but here it is questions. The second important aspect that I closely monitored is in a particular question, are you showing perfection when you're preparing for final year theory? My answer is no. I just want to manage it. Okay, if you want to show perfection, perfection is a choice, your wish. If you want to be perfect or not is your wish. But here in a particular area, you should be perfect. For example, I am telling an example. Okay, so in your oral pathology, you have a question. Write about the classification of odontogenic tumors and write about ameloblastoma in detail along with its histological features. This is the question. Here no one is very much interested to want to become a very perfect in ameloblastoma, but when you focus on entrance point of view, if your most common area is ameloblastoma, you should be clear with each and every line. What are the different histological types? Which histological type is most common conversion of malignancy? What is the treatment of unicystic ameloblastoma? What is the treatment of multicystic ameloblastoma? What is the definition of ameloblastoma? How the histological features will be? The most common area is scientist who has given this. What are the other names? What is the radiographical diagram? What is histological diagram? What is the clinical diagram? What is the complaint? So this is called as perfection. The perfection is not required for a theory exam. The perfection is required for an entrance-based examination. The third important aspect that what I have monitored is whatever may be your presentation, if your presentation is okay, you will be allocated more than 50% of marks. For example, ameloblastoma, what I have mentioned is a 9 marks question for you. So the paper setters will be keen or interested in evaluating your paper and they'll give you 5 out of 9 very easily. But here when you're talking about scores, for example, if it is INICET, an ameloblastoma question, either it is going to give +3 or either it is going to give -1. If it is right answer, +3. If it is wrong answer, you have attempted -1. NEET +4, -1. So here the calculations are different, the strategies are different. Next one, the fourth important aspect, the main important aspect when you are writing an ameloblastoma question in a final year is your presentation. Presentation, how you present yourself. Whereas here is perfection with revision. So revision is more important here. Here revision, what is revision here? Just check out the outlines, our classification. Okay, this odontogenic, non-odontogenic. Okay, so I'll check it out. Main headings, okay, clinical features, most common areas. Okay, then after my focus is on histological features, most common headings, one histological diagram, done, chalo, check. Next one, radiological features. Okay, done. I have written done. Treatment plans. Okay, conservative. What is conservative treatment plan? What is surgical treatment plan? Next, done. What is recurrence and prognosis? Done. Check. This is my checklist. But here, perfection with revision is very, very important. Right. And now coming to the fifth important aspect. So final year theory exams, you have a limited number of subjects. In final year, you have 8. In third year, you have 3. In second year, you have some 3 or 4. Okay, but here you have less number of subjects. And on a day of exam, if it is an oral pathology exam, your focus is on oral pathology only. General medicine, your focus is on general medicine only. Ortho, your focus is on ortho only on that particular day. Or in that particular year, your focus is on 3 subjects or 4 subjects or 5 or 6 subjects. But here, you have to carry all subjects. Next comes the 6th one. What I find the difference is, here presentation is more important. No logics. Logics only come if a question is coming out of your box. A completely new question is coming which you have not read. Then you try to apply your brain, think and come out with the answer. But in most of the questions in your theory exam, you just recollect what you have done. You are going to recollect what you have prepared. Right? Means you are going to mark, you are going to write something, you are going to read something, you try to recollect and repeat the same in a theory exam with no logic. Logic will be applied for a question which you don't know. You will apply more logics in Viva, practical Viva, rather than in a theory written exam. But whereas an MCQ based exam, okay, apart from recollecting, most of the questions will move around logics. They will test your logical, they'll test your analysis, they'll test your treatment plan ability, they'll test your diagnosis abilities and all these things. And the next golden thing here is that it's going to make your entrance exam more easy when compared to the theory exam is, in theory exam, everything you have to write, writing, drawing, scales, everything should be very, very clear. Whereas an entrance exam is just selecting best option among the 4. If you select the best option, you know what is best among the 4, your job is done. No need to write. No one is asking you to write about the classification of odontogenic cysts, classification of odontogenic tumors. Here we ask you to write. Here I'll ask you, which of the following is a non-odontogenic tumor? Which of the following among the 4 is an inflammatory cyst? Which of the following is a developmental cyst? Which of the following is an epithelial cyst? Which of the following is a pseudocyst? I'm going to give 4 options. Identify the best among the 4. So this 2 options, the logic, applying the logical skills of you and selective skills of you from the knowledge what you have gained, make entrance exam more interesting, like a treasury hunt. It is something like a script. You have a script and you have to follow the script. Here it is more often a treasury hunt. Okay, every question sounds to be different and you have to apply your brain, you have to apply your skills, you have to apply your work and come out with the right answer. So this 6th and 7th points in the entrance exam makes the preparation of entrance exam more interesting and more lovable. Okay, so you can add more love. Okay, right? So that is the main difference between the entrance exam and your theory exam. This is how you have to convert. You have to drift from your old generation theory based exam to the new generation an MCQ based logical based exam. So this is very, very important. This drift I'll try to help you in converting your theory reading to a practical reading. Okay, now what books to be done, how to read and how many hours to read. Okay, so all these things are very, very important. So what books to be done, like you have 2 or 3 good books available in the market for entrance exam point of view. So I'm not inclined to a particular book. So whatever source you have, okay, you can keep one primary source, primary book, I mean, one primary book and the secondary book. So what you're going to do in the primary book, you are not going to write any sort of things from the primary book. For example, you keep either Dentist or Dental Pulse as your primary book. You are not going to write anything from that. It's already written. So, but when you do want to do an extra book, okay, make sure you try to collect the information from the extra book and add to your notes. This is how the notes has to be done. For example, I'm giving an example. I'm not uh, uh, like I'm not pleased or impressed with any of the book keeping it as a priority. For example, I have done dental pulse for my subject endo, and in all the chapters I have together some 500 MCQs are there. I'm roughly telling 500 MCQs are there. So I have done it. So I'm done with endo part of dental pulse. So now I have time. I have still more time. So I want to solve more MCQs. So solving more MCQs is going to improve your accuracy and speed. So you have website also to solve MCQs. But if you keeping a second priority book. So now I'm solving dentist of endo. So for example, in dentist of endo, if you have, for example, like 700 MCQs, okay. So of these 700 MCQs, okay, so there will be more than 60 to 70% of MCQs, more than 70% of MCQs, which will be same as in dentist, because they are given previous exam questions or previously repeated questions. Both dentist as well as dental pulse they give. Say they have same questions. For example, out of these 700, 400 questions were already there. So what I do is I try to identify these 400 questions and I'll strike it off, because they're already there in my primary book, my first book of choice. Because now for this subject I have kept my first book of choice as a dental pulse, so I have already solved them. So what I'm going to do, the 700 minus 400, so my choice of doing, the reason why I'm doing the dentist as an extra book is to finish this extra 300. So I'm going to mark this extra 300. So again, I may not have time to do all the 700, so I mark it is extra 300 and I mark the areas. For example, apex locators were already covered in dental pulse, okay, and the same apex locators were covered in dentist, but the apex locator questions are more in dentist. So I solve the questions, I don't write the notes because the notes is already there in the dental pulse. If not, okay, now I got very new important concept which is not there in the dentist, which is not there in the dental pulse, which is there in the dentist. So I prepare a short notes in my notebook from the dentist, because your time is not sufficient to come back to check all the books again and again. So I want you to be very, very clear that your primary book is the book of choice for reading. Whether you want to keep dentist or dental pulse, it is completely your wish. But when you want to go with second book, keeping your zones clear that you want to stretch things more, you want to work hard more, but you have to identify that extra questions or the extra concepts by which you can save time when you're going to read the same book for second time during the revision. I hope this is very, very clear. Definitely in the first few days I'm going to sit with you, help you in identifying these extra 300 questions, in identifying the extra concepts which were given. I'll be helping you to write how to prepare a notes also. I'll sit with you, I'll prepare a notes, I'll send you, by which I'm going to guide you for the first 1 month. So this is going to help you out, right? So that is an important aspect about that. And second one is how to start reading. Okay, so there are few mentors telling that, like, when you have time, it's very good to get knowledge from the textbook and read from the textbook. But my question is, which textbook? The textbook what you have done during your final year, or the textbook what is more standardized? You have more standardized textbook. For example, you take endo, you have standard textbooks like Grossman, you have standard textbooks like Engel, Cohen, whatnot. You have so many books. So it is not going to be possible at all the time, being an intern, being a housewife, being a mother, being with lots of stress and commitments. So what the team MDS CONQUER has done, this mode of reading I'll be discussing in a separate video, but what the team of MDS CONQUER has done, we have prepared 1500 videos from standard textbooks, covering very important aspects, covering very important diagrams, histological features, radiographic science, questions which were previously given in that particular area, particular chapter and particular topic, to make your foundation very, very strong. So we always discuss, like, the foundation is very important for a building. Yes, the foundation is important. So that is the reason why most of the teachers, they may suggest you to read textbooks, but in Conquer, you no need to read textbooks because textbooks were already done by mentors here, and they have prepared beautiful video classes, the smart video classes. So you can watch the smart video which was taken from a textbook, and you will know the subject. The subject is going to give you the foundation on which you are going to solve your primary book, secondary book, or your website MCQs and everything. This is how you have to read. Normal mode of reading, if you are not a student of MDS Conquer and watching this video, you have to read textbook, then you have to solve the questions. Okay. Particularly for basic subjects, there is no other go, because general anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, microbiology, pathology have done long back. Okay, so you cannot simply jump into MCQs and you cannot solve MCQs. Okay, but when you're coming to clinicals, maybe clinicals you have done very recently, you may be strong in the clinicals, so you have done some sort of reading from the textbook, that's okay. So that is the reason why we have developed 1500 smart videos covering all the topics of all the subjects. So smart videos will guide you to know the concepts, to build your foundation upon which you can solve the primary book and the secondary book. And I mean, the sequence of handling a particular subject is going to be different for different subjects. Okay, so basic subject is going to be different, and clinical subject is going to be different. And this itself, if you want me to explain, it's going to take more than half an hour, 40 minutes. So I'll be discussing in further classes once you start your preparation. How to handle every subject will be discussed before you start a particular subject in the schedule of MDS Conquer, and what are the checklists to be done. And here you have that extra edge, you don't need to do any sort of textbook reading, because textbook reading is already done by the mentor, and mentor is going to teach you, explain you everything from the textbook in the video. So watch the video, textbook is done, then you can straight away jump into MCQ part. So that is how you have to start your reading with Team MDS Conquer. How many hours you read? Let's start. Okay, it will be different for different people basing upon the commitment, but I strongly recommend interns to stretch. Even if you are from GDC, at least like 3 to 4 hours. Even if you are from private college, at least 5 to 6 hours, at least minimum private college people should stretch 4 to 6 hours. Weekends more like Sundays more the time. GDCs may not be possible, you cannot read within the college hours, so maybe 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 in the weekends you have to stretch more. Okay, that is roughly about how many hours you have to read. In detail we'll be discussing once you go deep into the preparation. Okay, so that's what, like for the basic subjects you have to give more importance because they were done long back in your schedule of BDS. And the clinical subjects, yes, recently done. So I strongly recommend, like keep a secondary book for a clinical subject. You can keep 2 books for the clinical subjects and only 1 book for the basic subject. In detail we'll discuss what to be done and everything. Your website is filled with lots of MCQs, lots of things to practice. You have very good number of videos in understanding the concepts, in finishing the schedule and syllabus fast. Smart videos are going to help you a lot. And coming to the checklist of things that MDS Conquer students regularly carry, it's not mandatory for all the students. So here in MDS Conquer, we are going to give a power play books which are notes prepared by the mentors over here. That's going to make your notes work minimal. And then you have, I want you to follow either Dentist or Dental Pulse. What is the latest edition that is available in the market? You can buy it. No need to wait for the latest edition to be out. I think Dentist, any edition is fine, 6th or 7th or 8th. The latest one is 8th edition. Dental Pulse, the latest edition is 16th edition. But anything is fine, 14, 15 or 16, whatever that is available, it is fine. Then comes all the questions till 2023. Okay, will be available on the website subject wise. In every subject itself, we are going to cover the subject wise previous questions. You have question banks, you have latest videos, so everything. So this is all like the checklist that what we provide and what the MDS Conquer students has to carry during their preparation phase. Okay, so I'm done with this particular part, the part 1 of the orientation. I know that it's too lengthy, but we need to discuss, like before we plan a trip, or we plan an event in the college. Let's plan the farewell of our seniors, graduation day of our seniors. So the planning is very, very important. So before we plan, the discussion is very, very important. So I recommend you to watch this video, understand each and everything. If you have any doubts, we'll be having one more live question answer session with all the mentors, preferably like preferably I'll get Sahiti ma'am, okay, on the live, and I'll get Pratisha ma'am on the live. I'll get Gauri Shankar on the live, Gauri Shankar sir on the live. Or the author of Dentist, who is a part of MDS CONQUER, has more than 26-27 years of teaching experience, started the first coaching center in the country. In India, he's the one who has started the first coaching center. In India, he is the one who has written the first book for MDS entrance preparation, whatnot. Okay, so the resource person, the most wise individual related to the preparation is with us. So the question answer session, SAR will be available. SAR, Pratisha ma'am, Sahiti ma'am, SAR, and Akshay Bandara is going to be available. So we'll have a question answer session, preferably in the next 1 week. I'll let you know the dates and times, both on the social media as well as on the on your respective groups. Okay, so we have a free group access, okay, where you will get all the updates and the basic stuff related to the preparation and all the next levels. So in the next part, I'll be discussing about the abroad options. Particularly, I'll be talking about DDS INBD option. I'll be focusing on 3 or 4 important aspects which are most frequently done by the students. Second one, I'll be talking about the options of Canada, how to clear the license exams and what are the steps and how much amount you need to spend, the money and everything. The third important option, I'll be focusing on ORE of UK, LDS or ORE of UK to go to UK. And the fourth one I'll be focusing on is ADC, Australian Dental Council exam. And little bit of knowledge I'll be giving over this UAE country's license exams. So apart from this, if you want to know anything in detail, okay, so you can drop your comments over here. I'll ask my team to check, and if we can address anything, we'll try to help you out in guiding you, because I already told you the most important step after clearing the final year exams is to decide what to be done, is to decide what suits for you is very, very important. So MDS CONQUER team here is there to help you out in deciding what you actually want with the resources and with the knowledge what we have in this particular subject, okay, what information we have collected. So I mean, like, I'll try to get the people who are already being a part if possible. Okay, so I just want your suggestions, where you want, what you want to know and everything in the comment box. Okay, so next session, within 2 or 3 days, we'll be uploading on the YouTube, and it will be on the 4 options which I have discussed. Apart from this, how to start preparation, maybe one more video we are planning. I mean, like, this is what, like, every book has a particular specific extra things that you have to be done, that we will discuss slowly once we start the preparation. It's not, I mean, like, on the day one, I don't want to make things so clumsy. I just want to make things simple and clear. So first of all, decide, start, and proceed. Okay, so I hope you love this particular session. Basically, I thought of coming live, but due to some requests from some of the colleges that they have some graduation and farewells to their seniors, so I thought of coming out with a recorded version on a YouTube channel. And yes, I hope, like, I'm available for you all time. So you can write down my personal number, 9989427971. We are here to help you. We are here to guide you. So guidance is very, very important, what I strongly believe. So I have wasted 2 years of my time after finishing my BDS because I don't have a proper guidance. So I don't want that to happen to you. So as of now, okay, I hope you like this session. So please do like, subscribe the channel for all the notifications and updates about exams, the job opportunities, about the counselings, about the subjects, shortcuts and everything. And please do share to your batchmates or your juniors or your seniors, because these suggestions or inputs from the people who has experience is going to help them in building their career and everything. And last but not the least, thank you. Signing off, Dr. Srikanth from Team MDS CONQUER. Bye-bye. Take care.